and welcome back to the Otaku International podcast. Today we are going to talk about One Piece chapter 1019. In this week's chapter, we have Sanji versus Queen and Luffy's medicine, Franky versus Sasaki, and Yamato versus Kaido and Yamato's devil fruit reveal. Here with me today we have Kiwi-chan
Hey guys!
and Dark King Kyo.
What's going on, everyone?
Before we start, I just want to mention we have a Discord channel where you can find people from all around the world that are talking about their favorite anime, manga, manhwa, and webtoons. So if you like to talk about your favorite and maybe discover some new series, please consider to join our Discord. So, starting with One Piece, first we have to talk about the color spread. In this color spread, we see this whale fish. I'm sorry, I didn't have time to search what kind of whale race it is.
It's the kind of where they, if you think about it, it's the same whale as they use when they escape the impel down.
So the whale shark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't find it, but because I was looking all up in the other corners.
Yeah, and we have like the whole crew in there. We have Luffy and Usopp together, and Brook with them playing music. They are riding on Jinbei's back, and Jinbei is like getting the direction for everyone. And like we have like Sanji serving watermelon pizza.
Oh my god!
And in the corner we have Zorro eating this. Wait, is it watermelon? Looks like straight. He's like straight up eating watermelon, and we have the ladies laying in the background enjoying the sun with Chopper and Franky. And the description of this is commemorating 24 years of serialization and One Piece Day. And
crazy.
It's so crazy to think that like One Piece is 24 years old.
I'm older than One Piece. I'm sorry to say that.
I'm older than One Piece too, but not by much.
Yeah.
I'm also older than One Piece but also not by much.
I'll be 29 in a week or so. So I was 5 when it came out.
I was 1 when it came out.
Same.
But it's crazy, especially if you think that like a lot of people are younger than us that are reading One Piece, and like One Piece is the same age as them or even older. Yes, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
So
I coach a kid who just caught up to the series actually like recently. So like he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch your channel," and like every week he like talks to me about stuff. He's like my number 1 fan. He's in all my streams.
Yes, I think we also have like some people younger than we are on the Discord, and it's like crazy to think that like they are reading One Piece, which is older than them.
Right.
And I mean, I didn't start One Piece until like the late 2000s. I think I started in 2008.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, back then, One Piece was already 9 years old.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
8 years.
I was a little bit late too.
See, I got caught up with the Dressrosa area for me because I had my uncle convincing me because I was into fairy tale a lot, and he said, "Well, if you want to base this theme like how fairy tale is, try One Piece." And I'm like, it took me a lot of convincing, but he got me to One Piece, and I never regret it.
I mean, One
think
Piece
many
is
do.
a story that is loved by a lot of people, and I think even though the story is already so long, we kind of want an end but don't want it.
No.
Because
No.
then One Piece is going to end. I mean,
I got scared when he said 5 years, and I was like, I need to make the channel now. This has to happen.
yeah, it's like, but I mean, it's fine. I think One Piece is going to still be on like 5 to 7 years from now.
Oh yeah.
Muninn,
Because
Muninn.
it's like
He's gonna find the One Piece in 5 years, but the series is not
But
in.
the
yes,
series
but he
won't
said
end.
it in. But he said it in 2019. So Luffy should technically find the One Piece in 2024. Because Oda said it in 2019.
Yeah.
So I think that
We'll see.
probably my prediction will be that it will maybe definitely end in like 2030.
I think I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
We're in 2021, 9 more years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
fine.
I think if he said 5 years from right now, I would be okay with that. But yeah, in 2019, I was panicking.
But he didn't like. It would be then we only would have like 3 years worth of war, because it said that like after he finds the One Piece, there will be this big war,
Mm-hmm.
and 3 years is not a lot of chapters. One Piece releases like around 40 to 45 chapters a year.
A year.
So 3 years.
How long? Let's say, if you calculate it, how long is Dressrosa and how long is like thing? Each of them are like about a year or 2 years, right? In max. So some
No.
of them.
No.
Dressrosa.
If quick math.
Yeah.
Dressrosa is exactly 100 chapters. If you say there are 45 chapters a year, we have a little bit more than 2 years on Dressrosa. We also have a little bit longer than 2 years for Wano right now, because we are already I think we are at chapter 100 and 100 and
It's 19, so it's 110, I think.
12 to 15 for Wano. It I think in 1000 and
we're still
in 1019, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think the first chapter was 909.
I think
I'm pretty sure.
We're still in Act 2, isn't it?
Yes.
No, it's
9. No, we're on Act 3.
Oh, Act 3, yeah. We're in Act 3.
We are waiting for Act 4.
Yeah.
It's just a rumor.
And we are dreading the tragedy.
So that's why I was thinking, like, I don't think when he said 5 years with thing, because Dressrosa and Wano was so long, and I was like, you need a lot of chapters before you need another year or so.
The thing is, Wano is going to end this year.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think so.
Yeah, but we have like when it ends in 2021, and we start the new arc in 2021. And One Piece, Luffy should find the One Piece in 2024. The next arc is going to be less than 100 chapters. Or Oda is not able to fulfill this like 2024, and the finding of the One Piece is going to be delayed.
Yeah.
Right.
To maybe 2025. So Just saying. But
Yeah,
let's start with the actual chapter review.
right.
Let's start the thing the people are here for. So our first topic is is Sanji versus Queen and Luffy's medicine. We start off in the first page at the castle interior life floor, where like Queen is shooting a beam again, a laser beam,
Out
and
of his hand.
yeah, out of his hand. Like he's also like he's a cyborg. And
I would have want to see this Queen versus Franky. Honestly,
we will come to that. We will come to that, Kiwi.
okay.
That's the thing that Sanji says in the next sentence, that these constant attacks with beams sounds like something Franky would love and would love to like study and know
Yes,
how it
exactly.
works. Because like, come on, Franky is the scientific like weapons mechanic for the
He's the
Straw
Bill Nye
Hat.
of the science
Yeah.
guy. The Straw Hats.
He's the science guy. And then we move back for 2 panels to Zorro, who is still still treated by the mink doctors, and he wants to get out of the bandages.
Like really,
He can't wait.
really bad.
Yeah, he can't wait. And so after the first page, we go to the Polar Tang, where Luffy was saved by Lost Crew, the Heart Pirates, and they debate if they're going to be able to like save Luffy with their basic medical skills, like first aid skills, and then they fight over which medicine they give him and how they give it to him. If they just give it him, shove it down his throat, or if they're going to inject it. And while they're like fighting over how to give him medicine or what to give him, because he's so pale and he had like caught up a lot of water, and Luffy's just unconscious, but he screams meat.
Yeah.
So I think those chapters, this chapter started off very like comedic. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts about like first, you know how Zorro is. He wants to get out. Like like ever since I liked the little comic with him and Chopper, where Chopper will bandage him and then he will like get out of it and then do some training.
Lifting
so
weights.
Sanji bandaged him.
Yeah, I know, but this is like a comedy. It's like like a homage of like, I want to get out of this bandage. I don't want to be restrained. So it's kind of funny. I love that. Also with Tank, I'm kind of a little bit disappointed of Lost Crew, because I feel like Lost really carrying as the captain, where his captain like knows how to use like advanced medical, like they know first aid. I feel like they should have at least have a little bit more knowledgeable, because I felt like it was not. They said, oh, I will do this first aid thing. They were debating, like I said, they're fighting with Law, like, oh, let's go, let's do this and stuff. So I feel like with Law's case, I feel like he's the one who's carrying it, and it's not like the same with Straw Hat. It's not like it's the same with the Straw Hats. Each of everybody's ability. Like, oh my god! But it's like Law is like, yeah, it's my crew.
When he's not around, they're like chickens with their head cut off.
But also, I mean, the Heart Pirates are not the only crew, because literally, if you think about all of the supernova or like worst generation, we don't know a lot of all of their crews,
except for we know Killer.
Kid's got
Yes, but we also know Beppo.
3 crew members.
Yeah. Beppo.
I mean, like Beppo is the equivalent to Killer.
And Zorro.
Like we know, yeah. Wait, like we know. Well, okay. I want to know a little bit more about Beppo, but that's my. I mean,
Headcanon.
Hot Pirates. It's my Law's my favorite character. So
Yeah.
But I was wasn't disappointed that they don't know medicine. I was kind of proud that Law at least taught them first aid.
Yes.
Because look at the Straw Hats. 2 of them can do first aid.
Nami can do it.
But not everyone.
Yeah.
And Law's crew, it seems like everyone knows like basic first aid.
Yeah.
I think this is a little bit like reaching, I'm gonna say, but it's probably like just a balancing thing. Like, I think hopefully at some point, you know, like Law's obviously broken with the Zelda fruit. The captains will be put up close to where Luffy's at, but I think it's showcasing that like the Straw Hat crew is like the most balanced crew. You know, kind of like the way they hype up Shank's crew, where like it's like he's the most balanced, has the most balanced crew.
That is true.
Something. This is a random thought as well. Like I just thought about. My brother and I were talking about a little while ago. So Blackbeard, he's got 16 captains. Kaido's got his Beast Pirate army. Big Mom's got her family. Everyone's got like massive crews. Shanks is the only Yonko with a single pirate ship and a single crew. That is crazy. And that's essentially going to be Luffy.
Well, technically, Luffy has the
least
Grand Fleet.
The Grand Fleet.
I spoke to Sam. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I take it back.
Because if you look at it right now, all of the other supernovas don't have a army.
Yeah.
If you look at like the Kid Pirates, they're like we only know a portion of them. But if you also look at the Hard Pirates, we also know like we only know I think 4 or 5 characters by name. Except for Law, like we know Law, Beppo, Shachi, Penguin, Jean Bart, and what's the girl's name?
I don't remember.
I knew her name. Her name is revealed. I know that, but I just forgot it. But like it's 6 characters with Law, including Law. So we only know, and it is stated that he has a crew of 20, which is also not a lot. I mean, okay, the space is kind of limited in a like submarine.
Yeah.
So, but
is it? Wait. If you think about it, look at Law has 20, right? What is Whitebeard? How many commanders does he have?
Don't ask me.
No, because if he has like a commander, like let's just say 20 commanders, isn't that kind of parallel to Law's thing?
I think it's 16. I think it's the same as Blackbeard's. I think Blackbeard's captains and like ships is basically structured off the way that Blackbeard's crew was.
17.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He has Whitebeard had 17 commanders.
Yeah, commanders.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, we already have enough parallels, I think, to Whitebeard.
Yes, we do.
From like the Hard Pirates.
With Law, yeah.
Yeah, I truly think that Law is going to be like the equivalent to Whitebeard and Roger's relationship, and how Law and Luffy's relationship is going to be. And same, I also don't think that Law necessarily like is completely competitive for the One Piece right now.
He just
Because,
wants
like,
to know the truth.
yes,
Yeah,
he is not interested in the power
Yeah.
the One Piece gives you. He's not
wants to-
interested in the treasure itself.
Yeah.
He's just interested in the story. He's interested in the history. So his goal is more like the same goal as Robin, who wants to know the truth.
Right.
And I also think that's the reason why he told Robin what he's planning and what he wants to do.
I have a feeling. It's like, you know how Goldie Roger told Whitebeard about what is the will of D. I feel like that's what Luffy's gonna do to Law. Tells him, you know how he can't keep.
I kind of have I have a theory that you said in one of the streams that after Wano they are going to heal the smile fruit users. So they going to and I actually think like Law was able to cut out Ember Lead out of his system with his devil fruit. Maybe he's going. I mean, him and Chopper are going to like heal them. And I don't know. We still have Odin's Odin's diary, Odin's logbook.
I think what you're saying, because he already did that in Punk Hazard, where he was helping with the candy. Where you remember the little girl, she ate the candy and she was almost like dying and stuff, and then Law like did some kind of surgery with her. So it's kind of like that,
Yes, because in the I mean the Law novel is not official, not complete. Like it is considered. A lot of people say it is like semi-canon because it was like officially released by Shueisha, but it's not written by Oda, so it's like semi-canon. It's
same with
kind
Ace
of
novel.
Yeah, it is like it is not completely headcanon because it was released by Shueisha, and I think to some extent like Oda has to like give his go on this novel to be released. And in this it is explained, well, in the translation I read, it is explained that he pulled like all the poisoning to one point and cut this part away. For example, like I imagine it to be like that. For example, you know how your liver works, that you can like cut away a part of your liver and your liver grows back.
Yeah.
So the liver is also the organ that is for filtering poisonous things out of your body. So he pulled it like in one part of his liver and cut that part off, literally. Yeah. That's how I imagine it.
Okay.
So maybe he did the same thing to the children, like to cut out the drugs, to get rid of it out of their system. So, but we kind of went back, yeah, we kind of keep getting off topic. But moving on to another big part of the chapter, which is the major part of the chapter, we have Franky versus Sasaki. And we get it like it is like almost the whole chapter is this fight. And it's good. Like when we move there, we see the gifters telling Franky that he can focus on the fight with Sasaki because they are going to take care of the rest.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
And Sasaki also says that like fighting Franky is a real pain in the ass. To quote his
durability versus durability.
Yeah. I mean, General Franky literally is a tank. And
Megazord.
he is fighting against the tank of the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And we see them fighting. I mean, we see that like Sasaki has this helix sword and he's attacking Franky, but it doesn't work. So he pulls this attack where he can like on his neck the bone thingy where he can like let it rotate. I don't know how that physically works.
You know how in the like the dinosaur Transformer, they have this kind of circle
Yes,
around them.
but it's like it's bone. It's fixed to their body. It's fixed to their skull usually.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
But we're
Oda's
talking
got
about
unique
One Piece.
designs.
Yeah, we are
One
talking
Piece
about
has
One Piece.
One Piece has no logic.
Yeah, I mean it's fantasy, so. And then he is able with this attack. He's able to fly. I also don't know how that works because
Yeah,
his neck is kind of small to
how does he
lift
see?
his
His head
body.
is like upward, so it's like he's flying like this.
You know what this reminds me of? It's like Gear 4 Luffy when he was flying with Don Flamingo. I was so confused on that one.
Ah,
It reminds me of that. Honestly.
wait, isn't Gear 4? Wasn't it Bounce Man?
The bounce man is the fat one, and then the
Yeah.
snake man, the normal Gear 4.
Sorry, I stepped
Oh,
up.
all right. Yeah. So, what I mean, Sasaki is kind of physics denying of a character.
Yeah.
He's definitely physics denying. And he has this like this attack is also called Triceratop copter.
Copter.
Like Triceracopter.
Triceracopter.
Yeah.
Is
And
it?
like
I
hits
forgot
all
what
the
toy.
huge pirates.
What toy was that? You know that spinny thingy that was like the toy. Like they have you put a string on it, and then it goes like this, and then you pull it. And it keeps going and going and going nonstop.
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember
Yeah.
what that was called.
I
And it
forgot
like you
what-
pull the string and it goes
I
and
don't
it
know.
spins and it like flies up in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
That's old. Like real old.
Yes.
That's where I feel, because Oda likes to do like like Luffy did the pinwheel. I feel like he got that idea because of that.
Right.
Yes.
With a big bulky dinosaur. I love Oda's unique how different characters have different gags / fighting style.
Yeah,
But-
he is very creative with his attacks and like his fighting styles, the physics denying stuff that would never work in. I mean, it's fantasy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and then we see like in the next panel we see Franky.
Yeah, he points it out. You move really funny.
Yeah,
You move real weird.
Yeah, he says you move real weird, and it says like the Triceratops is a pretty special breed of dinosaurs.
Oh my god.
And I think I actually want Oda to go into that a little bit more in detail, please. How the Triceratops is a special kind of dinosaur in One Piece.
Right. What's so different about it?
Yeah, what's so different
Got
about
a spinning bone on its head.
Yeah, spinning
Maybe
bone
they
on its
all
head.
can do that.
Yeah.
I bet real dinosaurs, millions of years ago, could do that. Kappa.
I never imagined he could spin. I was waiting for him to flop Like I would understand if he can flop. Like you know how elephants can move their ears and
Flap their
stuff.
ears.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I actually I thought that he uses his like neck thingy, like this thing, as a shield. Because it kind of is. I mean, and the head of Triceratops were also like, they were hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Because it was like their defense.
Oh, I really like that part of the fight. Where was it?
Yes. It's really good. And then he makes a step back. Like, Sasaki makes a step back, and Franky also kind of wonders because he's like getting away a little bit.
Mhm.
But then Sasaki only did it to get the momentum for him chasing Franky.
Yes, the comedy in this fight was gold.
Yes.
It was action packed, but at the same time, like I'm laughing, so like I can't be serious because I'm too busy laughing.
I love this fight, honestly.
Yeah, because we have this like. I also think that the way it works is not only the comedy in the fight, but also like the weirdness of Sasaki's like attacks and
Abilities and attacks.
is just. And then we have Franky is running. He's running away from this attack, and Sasaki is chasing him. In between, he occasionally is also like taking not
Damage.
dealing the damage. Yes, he's dealing the damage. So he parries Sasaki's attacks occasionally, but he is like moving backwards. And then towards the end, we have Franky pulling out his sword, his General Franky's sword, and it's immediately broken.
Oh, you're not gonna talk about the suplex?
Wait.
He did a
Page
suplex.
10.
Oh yeah, he did a general suplex, yeah.
And then you see friction from the spinningness and the grinding on the metal, and then he grabs him and he brings back the suplex, the same move that Senior Pink used.
Yes, right. Oh, that was such an amazing fight. To see that attack again was gold.
Yeah, it's like part of his move pool. Like this is the second time he's done it. He did it against someone else earlier.
Yes. I mean, all of the Straw Hats, to some extent, have like a set of attacks that we know of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know Nami's attacks with the Thunderbolt Tempo.
I memorize Nami's comeback skills because she's my favorite character. So
yeah, and we know like Sanji's attacks that I can't name right now.
Diablo Jungle.
Oh yeah, and we have Zorro with like
Ashura.
Zorro has so many attacks.
If we go to very old attacks, we have Onigiri.
Yeah.
And
I want to write it down at some point because he's got like. He's got like one sword style attacks, two sword style attacks, three sword style attacks.
He also did. Yeah. He did the gorilla. He has the gorilla thing too. He also did hawk slash, and then he did the one style with Monet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think now we get like around with Franky. I mean, we did know to some extent Franky's attack, but now we also have like on Punk Hazard, we were first introduced to General Franky. So now we get like the skill sets of General Franky.
Sword, Victory V Flash.
And also what Franky learned in the 2-year time skip.
Honestly, with like this. I feel like because he has a Wappo metal, so I think that the Wappo, yeah, as much as Wappo is a trash character in Drum Island, he contributed to this general Franky kind of metal to make it durability. So
I mean,
Yeah.
he had the cover story where he went like he got humbled. He got the humblement treatment.
then he's back at his being
Now
rich
he's back
again.
up to
Yeah, but first he had to be like bottom of the bottom, and so nice that you said I forgot this attack. Yeah, we actually needed to talk about that. Then we have like Franky pulling his Franken sword, and then we have the victory V flash, but it doesn't seem to make that much damage, or like no, Sasaki is parrying
Looks
it,
like he
and
jumped
he's
up.
breaking the sword. And then Franky says he has to like pull a strong attack, so he's running away to prepare for his next attack. And we see Sasaki again attacking with the Tricera bullet, and Franky is starting the Gao cannon, the general cannon.
Is this an air attack?
Yeah,
I actually
Kind of like the
don't-
Kuti burst. But
Yeah,
general
I
version
think
of the Kuti
yes,
burst.
it looks like it. It looks like
yes,
it. Yes.
yes, it is.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
He did that in he did that
Flying.
he did that showing flying. I remember he used that attack when he was fighting thing, and I remember he was using that.
Yes. So also that does damage to Sasaki. We see his like mouth and his nose, like his face bleeding.
Mhm.
But he's not
Immediately comes
finished.
to. Yeah,
He's not
immediately
finished.
comes to, glares at him.
Yeah.
Everyone, and apparently everyone fears the Beast Pirates because of the Flying Six, which is interesting.
Yes, and he says that they shouldn't underestimate the Flying Six, even though 2 of the Flying Six are down. It is confirmed that 2 are down. So, I mean, they shouldn't underestimate the Straw Hat Pirates.
Yeah,
That's what they should say.
I know. I think some of them will stay down, but I think it'll be like oh, we won, blah blah blah, blah, and everyone will think the battle's over, and then the Beast Pirates will get their second wind, and then maybe we'll get like see, that's the other thing I really want is an explanation on what an awakened zone technically is, because I think that like I've always thought that the awakened zone is like every zone has a basically like a monster point form. And like the awakened form is basically being able to be in that constantly, like 24/7 without issues. The regeneration is ridiculous. So I'm hoping that we get some kind of explanation at some point. So like it appears as though everyone wins, and then everyone get, one by one, the Beast Pirates get back up, and then they have to keep fighting and like really push themselves. That's what I want, but that's just me.
Yeah.
We already seen Awakening from Chopper though.
Well, that's the thing. Is it really Awakening?
Yeah, the monster, like the big, because if you think about it, Chopper has been experimenting, and if you think about his Zoan, is that he's been doing so many things that more than the because beast pirates, they can only do 3. Like they explain it when it was in Drum Kingdom, when Dalton transfer, you can only transfer for 3. Your normal form, then your hybrid form, and then your
Animal form.
actual your animal form. So you can do that. You see page 1 did that. You see the any beast pirates, they had 3 types. So you already know that Zoan has 3 types. Chopper went beyond that and had 7 transformation with all of them. And plus, going on beyond, that's his, monster point where he literally, like, his Ennis lobby and stuff. That is like way. So what's scary is that if they learn about what Chopper can do, it would have they could
I
have
think they can do
unlocked
the same
so
thing,
yeah.
like different
The thing
forms as
is,
well.
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, we have to think about is Chopper like how different is Chopper also from like other zone users, because Chopper wasn't a human from the get go.
But he ate
Right.
the
He
but
ate the
if you
human
think of,
fruit.
yeah,
Yeah,
but human.
he ate the human fruit. I
So
mean,
in the database, this is why I was confused because I always get confused between Chopper's fruit. I thought like he's like because I thought he was not a Zoan because he ate the human fruit. So I thought he was a Paramecian. So
no.
when I checked the data book, he was a Zoan, classified as Zoan. So meaning that he ate the human fruit, he can only do 3 times. He did explain when he first tried it, he only transformed the little small one to the hunky one, and his other form where he was a reindeer. But now he can transform into other things because of his rumble ball. He researched it. He explained that in Drum Kingdom. That's how I figure how Chopper, and then I feel like he discovered Awakening accidentally, like
Like
for
we have like for Chopper, the 3 get go forms were like the small human form, his
mm-hmm,
usual reindeer form, and his the muscular
mm-hmm,
human form.
mm-hmm,
Like those like that was like
His 3
3 times.
basic forms.
yeah, like if you think of that, like his human like muscular human form
Yeah.
would be like the complete human form,
Mm-hmm,
and the small form that you Chopper usually has, I think, is the hybrid form.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, and I think like the
Ooh.
jump point, like his reindeer form, in the jump point he has the reindeer form
Mm-hmm.
also. Um, is like that's like how he was born. It's like his get go. That's his
Yeah,
base.
that makes sense.
Yes.
So I feel like that's why I feel like Chopper accidentally unlocked Awakening accidentally, not what without knowing it. Because if you
Right.
think about it, it's the same thing with Impel Down. Like everybody know that in Impel Down, they're already monster like how Chopper is. They're like
Right.
Awakening
Yeah,
Zoan.
that's why my thought where my thought comes from that.
But
Their
also,
eyes are whited out the same way. Yeah.
like that is maybe the reasoning why Chopper has this major time limit,
Mm-hmm.
and like the after effect where he gets like baby old Chopper.
Old grandpa baby chopper.
Yeah, baby grandpa Chopper.
Yeah.
Because he is not he because it's chemical infused um
And it's
Mm-hmm.
forcing.
awakening. Yeah,
And
he's
it's like
forcing
forced.
it. It
Yeah.
is he's forcing it without being like really strong enough to pull it off.
Yeah,
For
like not
example,
naturally.
like the flamingo did.
Mm-hmm.
So, but getting back to the chapter again. We see that like Sasaki is attacking Franky again,
Mm-hmm.
and Franky is holding him off and shooting a radical beam right through his stomach. So, do you think that took Sasaki down?
It looks like
No.
it does. I think, like I said, I think he's temporarily out. However, he did say that his stomach was his weak point, and he hits him right in the stomach.
Yes.
And
Well,
it's the radical.
yeah, but at the same time, it's gonna be just like how old he is. Like, I feel like he's damaged, but he's gonna get up
Get
and
up.
use. It's kind of like the old
Yeah,
treatment.
I mean, it was a little eerie when the first time he used the big giant kude burst and he knocked him away. His eyes were whited out. You see blood, and then immediately, like, his eyes just come back too. Like,
Yeah, but also what I kind of forgot is that that I left out one speech bubble where it says here that he chased, like, Sasaki chased Franky back to the life
oh
floor,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
where also like
Sanji and
Sanji
Marco are
and
at.
Sanji is fighting Queen, and Marco is still fighting slash holding off King. So I think that's going to be interesting. So you think that Sasaki's down?
I think for a little bit, but I think he's gonna get up.
I kind of, because I mean we had this thorough fight kind of, but it only was like one chapter.
Right.
I think, but also we had like in the last chapter we had this major fight with Who's Who. And do you think Who's Who is down?
I mean, I personally think who's down. I think Jinbei won that fight. I think Jinbei had, like, someone else explained, like, how do I put it? Jinbei, like, kind of had like a burst of will in that fight. So, like,
Like
almost
that,
like he got a power boost. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like talking
that
about
phantom anger, the phantom
right,
anger.
like talking about his race and all that stuff, and you were slaves, and, like, dude, it was just fueling him up. It was just, yeah. That I think that yeah, he definitely took who's who down. I think
Yeah.
that's gonna be like the big whoa moment. Like, they're gonna be, the rest of the Flying Six are probably gonna hear something about it, and then that they're gonna turn it up a notch, and then we're gonna cut to someone else's fight.
But if Who's
Hopefully
Who's
for us.
down, I think when Who's down, like when Jinbei was able to defeat like Who's Who in this one fight, I also think that Sasaki's down.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wouldn't make sense for Sasaki to get up again if Who's also not going to get up again.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
I mean, we know that Wano Wano is kind of speeding up the pace right now. Like Oda is speeding up the pacing a little bit and speeding up the fights,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean Wano is over 100 chapters right now, and we are in the middle of the fight. And I think, didn't he say that? Didn't wasn't it like said that Wano was going to end this year or in the beginning of next year?
I think in beginning of
Not
next
sure.
year.
Yeah, but if we have like this whole, I think it makes sense from that standpoint that Oda is going to like pace it up a little bit, because the half of the year is already done.
Right.
So
We only have like 20 or so chapters left, maybe.
yes, we only
Yeah.
have like 20 chapters left for this year. So moving on to the next topic, we go to the Skull Dome rooftop. where
Oh.
I waited for this so long. Like I wanted to see like Oda just teased this fight in 2 chapters. And I was like, why are you teasing it 2 times? I want to see the fight.
He wants you to care.
I think it's because
And how much you want to bet? Next chapter, we're gonna start somewhere else.
Yeah, of course we're going to start somewhere else.
Start somewhere else.
Every time he teased it was like the last page. And that's it. It always was the teaser. And with this chapter, it's no different because we have Yamato versus Kaido, and Kaido saying that that he's going to that Yamato is going to make a good fighter in his ranks, and
Yeah, they're both in
Yamato,
hybrid form fighting.
yeah, he's in hybrid form.
Well, he's in hybrid form. We don't know about Yamato, but
yeah, we don't know about Yamato.
Interesting though that Luffy was the only one to push him that far. So
yeah, and Yamato's like, is it really the way you should talk to your child? And then, like, Kaido says, I went through a lot to get that devil fruit, referring to Yamato's devil fruit. Do you think? Do you really think I just let you use the power? So he's saying that he wants, like, he's not letting go of Yamato's power, like, freely. So then we have Yamato saying, yeah, but I only ate it because I was hungry. Like, he didn't even want a devil fruit, and he was shocked by it because he wanted to set sails, but now he can't swim.
He did like the Momonosuke.
Yeah.
Momonosuke
it's the same as Momonosuke. He did Sorry, my cat is destroying my chair.
I see.
He was hungry, and then Yamato's
I tried to kill you countless
Yamato
times.
says, I tried to kill you countless times, and you always knocked me down. And he like put him in shackles to keep him at Wano. But he also says that the shackles weren't the only thing that was like holding him back and holding him in Wano, because if he abandoned this country, how could he call himself Odin? So he is fighting for the sake of Wano, and not only the shackles tied him to Wano and made him like you see it in the backflash. I think it's also like that's also the reference to the backflash where Ace like said he wants to take Yamato with him, but Yamato says no. And back then, it weren't only the shackles that, like, I think maybe Yamato had the trust in Ace that he could like remove the shackles, but he said no because he didn't want to leave Wano behind. He still had this thing that he had to do in this country to first before he is going to be able to leave the country.
He knows about the Yamato had the journal, so he knows about opening the borders.
Yes, he knows about opening the borders, and he calls him Odin. He has the inherited will of Odin, and I think it's Yamato's like purpose to give that will kind
To
of
Momo.
give that world to Momo. Because right now, even though Momo acknowledges the thing he has to do as the future shogun to fulfill his father's dream, but he is kind of not feeling it. I don't know. He is not the same as Odin. He doesn't have the same type of determination for this goal, and I think it's Yamato's purpose to give
Fulfill
that, to fulfill that, because um, Momonosuke is not really the character to do so.
That's what I was trying to say. Like, I want, like, as much as I told you, like, as much as I love her to join the Straw Hats, like, thing, I want her to help Momo out.
Him.
Him, like, okay. I want to help, I keep calling Yamato a thing, but
I
I
do it
want,
too.
yeah. I want Yamato to help Momonosuke out with opening the border, since like he's still a kid in a sense. So even though yes, he is the son of Odin, he has the power just like like Luffy said. You have to, ask because you have great people following you. But to me, we still need someone that will be like strong enough to stand besides um Momonosuke to free Wano.
You know what? As much as I want Yamato to join the Straw Hats, and I was happy when
Mhm.
it was hinted, or it
Yeah.
was said that Yamato said that he wants to set sail with the Straw Hats.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
He's
I
Oda
I,
likes
I
to
also
troll.
think that you know how Kaido said that he wanted Yamato to take the shogun's place, so like Yamato to be shogun
Mm-hmm.
after Orochi.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know what? Kinemon is down. Kinemon is not going to come back, and somebody has to fulfill like Kinemon's role, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this person at the end of Wano is going to be Yamato.
Mm-hmm.
I got a hot take for you. What if
Shoot.
Momo goes with the Straw Hats instead, and Yamato changes his mind and stays with Hiyori? Hiyori takes up the Shogun role, because that would be different for Wano Country. Because I think that the theme of women not being strong or women not being allowed to be warriors, and I think that goes into like Zoro's past a little bit, like how Kyoshiro like raised his daughter and how he basically told her like women can't or will never be as strong as men. And you have Yamato and you have Hiyori. That would be totally different to have like female shogun take care of the country, which has probably never happened in the entire history of One Piece for this country.
Well,
But
you
I think
have to
it would
think
be the
about
change
it.
that they kind of need. You know what I mean? Because you have I feel like there's a lot of that with this arc. A lot of like predominantly strong female characters that hasn't really happened before.
Well, you think, I'm not very much into Japanese history, but I think like in the Shogun era, it was only male shoguns, right?
Oh, really?
So that would
Mm-hmm.
also be a difference on like the historical level of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Like people in the chat or in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong. As I said, I'm not an expert at Japanese history.
I know
I kind
Japanese
of I
history.
kind of dipped my toe into it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
but
anything.
like it's so much to handle. Like Japanese history is a real mess.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to get through it and understand all like the mechanics and all the clans and all the shoguns and all the fights and wars, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a mess. But I think like all the shoguns, they were male, and women didn't really have a say in it. It was for men only. Like it was
Mhm.
like the males. But also on your hot take, it also would make sense because like Momo is a child. At
Right.
least
That's also why I'm
Hiyari
saying that.
is an
Like, you need someone
adult.
who's an adult who
Yeah.
is of the right mindset. Like Momo, like he's had some character development, but I feel like he needs to go on that journey to like grow.
But I actually don't want Momo to join the
I don't either.
squad.
I don't either. But you know what I mean.
What would be his
I like
role? The perverted kid that gets to cuddle with Robin and Nami and get to like squeeze their tits.
put his head in between.
Yeah, see, like all the, because to me, like when I think about it, like yes, Momo has it, but you have to also think about like Momo. Yes, he can hear the voice of all things. He can control it as well. We don't know if Shirahoshi has it, and could it be this is a foreshadowing that all kingdoms are aligned to Luffy, and you have Momo, and you have Shirahoshi and other kingdoms like Vivi and Rebecca, because you already have they already have two kingdoms already allies with Luffy, and then you if you counted
Then
Wano.
you count the no even more because if you wait, we have
Mm-hmm.
Alabasta,
Mm-hmm.
we have Fishman. Wait, before that we have Boy Hancock.
Mm-hmm.
She will fight for Luffy. She will fight for Luffy. We have
Amazon
Fishman
lettering.
Island.
Mm-hmm.
We have Dressrosa.
Dressrosa.
We have the other kingdom from Dressrosa. I forgot the name. I'm sorry.
Isabello.
Yeah, the British kingdom.
Yeah,
The
Isabello.
British-based kingdom.
Yeah.
That's 5 already. And when we have like Wano on it, in the next arc after Wano, we are definitely going to Elbaf. And come on, Luffy is friends with the leaders, literally, with the leaders that are fighting for 100 years on a island.
Right.
Willow
But they
Garden.
were
And
like the
Hydrogen
leaders.
is in his Grand Fleet.
Yeah, so it would be 7 kingdoms. And well, we could also kind of count Drum Kingdom
Yeah, Trump
Yeah.
as
Kingdom.
affiliated to them
Mhm.
too. So like we are at 8. Like half of the world is
Wait.
affiliated with one.
Wait, Muninn, do you think 20 kingdoms, right? 20 kingdoms.
Luffy will get 20 kingdoms.
No, it's kind of parallel because it's only 8 kingdoms. So if he has 20 kingdoms, do you think that's kind of like foreshadowing the Void Century?
Well, we could technically. I mean, Skypiea doesn't have a connection to like the normal level world, but technically you could also count them as affiliates
Mm-hmm.
because they are also friends with Luffy.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know how that counts in the major war because still it's a Sky Island, and the Sky Island people don't have a real connection to like the people at sea level.
And that's why you have Enel.
Yeah, but I don't think that Eneru is going to come back to like the Sky Islands. I think he's going to chase down Luffy to get his revenge.
Well, I have a theory. Other people
Mhm.
have this theory too. It's not mine. I'm not gonna claim anything. But do you think that the other entrance to the Sky Islands that they talked about in Skypiea is in Elbaf? Because you have the giant mountains, you have the giant trees, you know. And
Yes.
remember when they got there, they talked about like the actual entrance, and they're like, "You're not supposed to be here. Like, there's an actual way to get up in the Sky Island." Then because they told them about the knockup stream, and they're like, "That's the insane way to get up here."
Yeah.
I think yes, because in the legend, you know the golden goose where we have giants and golden goose, and then literally have a big stalk. So I was
Yeah.
thinking that
Oh,
In Skypiea.
yeah, yeah. You have like the this tail. What's the name of the tail again? With like
Jack and
the
the
three
Beanstalk.
magic beans.
Yeah,
Jock and the
Jack and the
Beanstalk.
Beanstalk.
Yeah, Jack and the Beanstalk. Yeah, that would be the perfect reference to it.
Mhm.
It actually makes sense, and that in that case, it also makes sense that like the real entrance is on Elbaf because it's like the island of giants,
Right.
Yeah,
and
and the beanstalk, you know, Usopp has the seed. Just saying.
Oh.
Just saying.
so they're going to get back to a
Just
Sky Island.
No.
Oh, that's
Oh,
big
that would
brain.
be
That's big brain.
insane.
That's just
There's a
saying.
Sky Island. Huh, let me
You know-
plant the seed right here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
watch, it
Remember-
magically
but
grows like
before-
seconds.
Before we continue this this conversation, because we're getting off topic again, let's rate this chapter first, and then we're
Okay.
also going to start like we're going to rate it now. After that, we are going to say our prediction for the next chapter, and
Okay.
then we are going to ask like we can
There, I
answer
said
questions from the chat and talk a little bit more about like the off-topic stuff.
yeah.
Okay.
Right? So
Yeah.
let's rate the chapters 1 to 10.
I would have to give it 8 out of 10. For me, I love the fight between Franky. I was a little disappointed because I got trolled again, but I was hoping for a flashback of Kaido and Yamato. I wanted to know what this is. They've been teasing us for so much, and I want to know. And I feel like Kaido was a bland character because he doesn't have the backstory. But once we get to know what his backstory is, what his motivation, why he wants truly to die or something like this, I feel like everybody's gonna like him, just like Katakuri and Doflamingo. But that was my take.
For me, I think I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I liked the Frankie fight a lot. I enjoyed all the little stuff like the suplex and all the lore and things like that. But I got blue balled a little bit because the first panel starts with what's it called? Queen. So I'm like, Sanji fight, let's go, and then we segue to Frankie. Big sad. But anyway.
Yeah.
The fight was
I
good.
give-
I liked the reveal at the end. But I don't think I can give it a high rating just because of the reveal at the end, because it is just a tease.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I also I kind of like I also give it a 7. Same reason. When I said the first panel, I was like, yes! Yes, Sanji fight! And then I was like, wait, they're going to the Polar Tang? I'm getting scared. And then they go to Frankie, and I'm like, oh, we're getting a Frankie fight. And then we were like, I mean, the fight was funny, a lot of comedy, a lot of like hilarious stuff with
Yes.
Sasaki. But at the end, I mean, yes, Yamato's devil fruit reveal was kind of hype, but also it was like, again, Oda, 3 times.
Leaves us with more questions.
3 freaking times.
I'm gonna answer one question and give you 6 more.
Yes. And I mean, he did it. It is the 3rd time that he does this, and to this, at this point, I'm like,
Just give it to me.
just fucking give it to me. Give it to me. I want it. I want this chapter. I want the backstory of Kaido and Yamato. I want the fight between them. I want to see it. And
Yeah.
it kind of at one point it is hype. At the other point it was like, not again, please, don't. So now we got that. What do you think is going to happen in the next chapter? Quick reminder: at this point, we are on a break week chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it Shonen Jump is
Is
on
it?
break?
Yeah.
Wait, it doesn't say in the chapter.
It doesn't say. I did hear a rumor though that someone's saying that Shonen Jump, like, so One
Yes.
Piece won't be on break, but Shonen Jump will be on break.
Yes,
so
it
everything's
is.
Shonen.
Yeah, like the website I told you before the stream, where the schedule is, it says WJS break, which is the weekly WSJ break, like
J.
weekly Shonen Jump break.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no chapter next week.
Mm-hmm.
If it's true,
Okay.
I'm just.
I mean, we might get scans then, so the chapter may still drop. You know what I mean? We just won't get the official for a week.
I don't know. I don't know because it's kind of weird that it's not announced at the end of the chapter because usually
Right.
No, it's break. It's break week.
Yeah.
And my uncle told me that was their kind of their
Yeah.
break.
So
Okay.
so we have a break week chapter. We are only going to get a chapter in 2 weeks. Kiwi, what are your predictions for the next chapter? Where is it going?
I'm disappointed because I kind of got spoiled, but
Don't say spoilers. Please.
I'm not saying. Only I'm going off without the, since I know that's what's gonna happen next chapter. I'm gonna go off the rail where I'm going on my own prediction. I would say I like to see. I want to see Robin's fight, and because I really want to see it, because I looked at I reread the part with Sanji area, and I kind of understand, and I kind of like it in a sense of Black Maria's situation kind of with Robin. So, and I wanted to see what Brook is up to. Is he gonna find another poneglyph? Because you know how he is, he has that magnet of poneglyph. I want to see him find the red one. I know he found the regular one, but I don't think he found the red one yet. So I want to see that, and I still need to know more about what happened to, like, Kinemon. Are they really truly dead? Are they, permanently dead? And is that it? What about
So,
you?
Kyo, what are your predictions?
So I kind of agree with the Brook situation, the Brook and Robin, because I think what we're doing is, I mean, this is just also just a hot take theory. I think we're going in reverse order. So I think we started with Franky, right? Started with Franky. I'm sorry. We started with Jinbei, the newest Straw Hat. Then we went Franky, right? Because we could have gone Brook, but instead of going Brook is with Robin. So I think Brook Robin is next. I think after we get that, then we're gonna jump over to Nami and what's it called, and Usopp and what's going on, and then I think we're gonna jump to the Sanji fight. Hopefully, Sanji Zorro fight may segue because they're in the same area.
I kind of agree. I have to. I think I agree to that because we got teased the Sanji fight also 2 times now.
Right.
Without getting it. Now we got teased the Zorro fight with Zorro he wants to get out. He wants to fight. And honestly, Marco is still fending off King, and he is fending off King and holding off King for Zorro because Zorro is going to fight King.
Right.
I think there's no way around it. It's the constellation that always happened. Luffy gets the boss, Zorro gets the second in command, Sanji gets the third in command. It's always like that. So, I mean, with the exact order, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
also,
I mean, your order does make sense, kind of. So I would actually like to see, like, we didn't see Robin and Brooke for a long time now, like
Yeah.
really see
Yeah.
them.
So hopefully that's where we jump next.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I also think that we get like short snippets of like Luffy getting back on his feet. Maybe like a
Yeah.
joke with him eating all the stacked food of the polar tang, and not, after that they're like completely empty. And I think that maybe that is going to be a joke like at the end of the fight when Lord
Right.
finds out that his like Luffy
All his
ate all
food's
of his
gone.
stuff.
I feel like
Yeah.
he's gonna start charging Luffy.
As if.
See,
I
there's
don't
another
think so.
thought. I think that's also why I think that we'll probably jump around. We may even go back to like Kid and Big Mom.
I
Because
want
Luffy's in the
that.
submarine. Because Luffy's in the submarine, like he's got to recover and then get out of the submarine, and then either go back up to the island or go to Curry after the island's already come down.
Actually,
I
there's
kind
one
of
fight I want to
want it.
see. There's one fight I want to see. Perospero and Marco. Because Perospero said he wants to kill Marco.
Where's
'Cause-
Carrot in that occasion?
Oh yeah,
Carrot's
I
already
mean,
down.
come
long
on.
forgot.
Long for like how you were hyped about Carrot and now you forgot Carrot.
No, it's not that I forgot about Carrot, okay? It's just she's down. And I feel like because Perospero said Marco's here, so since like if you said Zorro is gonna take on King, then Marco, because since Spero's actually in the live, if you think about it, because
Yes.
like Sanji was like using, what's his name, his head to block the arrow.
Queen's head. He was
Yeah,
using Queen as a shield against the arrows. Yeah.
yeah, and Marco is also there too. So
You're kind of right. But I also, back to like Kid and Law against Big Mom, I want to see it so bad. Because they need a fight. They need a win.
yeah,
Kind of. But also on that, my prediction for like future One Piece is that like maybe we get a flashback, but like in, who said it? I don't know if it was Pizza or Ike. I think
What?
it was Pizza who said it, that he said that Killer is going to die. And this
No,
will trigger a flashback.
that was like it was
I think
a
I was
community.
in chat for
It
that
was-
stream.
It was a community thing, but it was the Killer was gonna die, and then you said you feel like it was Kinama and Big Mom.
Yeah, I mean with Kinemon, I was kind of right.
Yeah.
But I could imagine Killer dying, but I actually could not, because if Killer dies, like, we don't know a lot about the Kid Pirates. But it's the same, like, constellation as the Hot Pirates. We only know, like, the two main characters of the of the crew, and that's it. I mean, we know some by name, but it's even less than the Hot Pirates, because we only know like Kid, Killer, Heat, Wire. Not like 4.
That's the whole crew.
For Hot Pirates, we had 8.
Yeah.
And we only know
I'm gonna
like,
conquer the sea with 4.
yeah, I mean, and we
I don't know.
also saw at least we saw some of the Hot Pirates fight. I mean, we had I don't know which chapter it was exactly, but in one of the earlier chapters, like 1004 or 5 fish, something like that, there was one panel, exactly one panel, where we see Beppo in the middle doing a kick, and then at the side we see Shotzi and Penguin fighting.
I
Like,
think
we
it was.
see those three fighting at least.
I think I have a feeling I saw that in Zoe.
No, it wasn't Wano. It was in
No, yeah,
the
it
life
definitely was
stage
in
area.
Wano.
Like,
'Cause
it was.
I think there was a panel of Heat and Wire as well, but I don't think they were doing anything. I think they just had like commentary. But they're just in the background.
Yeah, you see, we don't know a lot about the other pirate crews, and it's kind of sad, but
Yeah.
also kind of understandable because in this story, how we have so many characters. It would be even messier if we would add a shit ton of more characters to it.
Yeah.
It is true.
So now that we got that out of the way, let's start the Q&A section. With the first question that we kind of did not talk about in the chapter. But as I saw the question, I thought, okay, it's covered, got it covered. And that's the question of Cassandra Novilia.
Novelia.
She asked, what do you think of Yamato's devil fruit?
I was waiting for this question.
Yes, me too, because I start on it. I will say what most people predicted, even at the beginning when Yamato was like half a year ago, when Yamato was kind of introduced. Some people made up the theory that Yamato has the white tiger fruit. It refers to Chinese mythology, where the white tiger is like the king of animals, of all animals. And he is the one that is like the strength opposite of the dragon. And which would kind of...
I remember seeing something about that.
Yeah, it would kind of fit Yamato because he's the opposite of Kaido in that point. And it kind of... I looked it up, especially, and there was this anime that was called Yokai Watch.
Yes.
And the character design from that tiger, from that white tiger character, which is in Japanese is called yokai, byoka, kind of resembles Yamato's character design in his Zoan type form. Like, you see the makeup, like he has on his eyes, like the markings. It kind of resembles this, and the flowing of the mane. It kind of resembles this aesthetic for me.
Right.
So I kind of have to go with this theory.
I like that.
So what are your thoughts?
My thought when I first saw it from like the back angle and like the way that her horns are and all that, because I know Kaido has the horns as well, is I thought it was like some type of mythical deer. Like with the way that her nose is like kind of dark and the, you know, like she has the ears and then the horns. I feel like I've seen some type of like creature like this in Japanese lore. That's like a deer spirit.
At first, I didn't want to believe the theory that I just like told, because I was like, it kind of doesn't look like a tiger's, like this nose, like, you know, a cat's nose is more like this bumped down out nose, and like, I mean, a tiger's a cat, basically. So I thought it doesn't really resemble a cat, and also the horns. But then I saw this character design, and I thought, okay, it does kind of resemble it. But now that you say deer, would also make sense.
Right.
Because if I also remember correctly, a lot of times in Asian art, when there is a dragon, there are also a lot of times, I think, deers in the paintings.
Okay.
I kind of
Very
don't
cool,
know
very
where I got this from, but it's like in my head that way. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, it's same with me with the deer spirit thing. Like I feel like I saw an anime movie like a really long time ago when I was a kid that had something similar that looks similar to the way that Yamato's design is. So like I was kind of bouncing forth between like mythical fox or like mythical deer, but we already have a mythical fox. Actually, we have a few different mythical foxes. We have the kitsune,
Yeah,
we have the mythical fox fruit from Katarina Devon.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
So I'm leaning more towards deer.
So, Kiwi, what are your thoughts?
I would have to go with a fox for me because if you go by, because I was researching it, like here, the mascot that what's that called Yamato was
Oh,
wearing.
yes.
There's like
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's representing of her devil thing. This is the yoka. Remember this mask that she was wearing? It was
Mhm.
thing. It represents the mask of the yokai, like the mask of a hidden fox. So I feel like she is a fox in a sense of thing, but she's also because just like in mythological Japanese folktale lore, you will see something like this,
Okay.
and then they have a horn as
Yeah,
their
Yes.
that's
final form.
Yes.
hmm. Okay.
So I think we can move on to the next question, which is also a One Piece question, and it tracks back to a very popular theme, and something that is asked quite frequently is the topic of Vegapunk. Um, we have Kyoko asking, "Do you think Vegapunk is making new devil fruits?"
New
So
types of devil
yeah, new
fruits.
types of devil fruits right now, like in this we talked about, like, I pulled up this question because we talked about like Vegapunk in our last streams a lot, but we only got like into his past, but we didn't dive into like if he
His
is
reason.
producing new devil fruit types right now,
Mm-hmm.
which
I
is, I
think so.
think, a good question.
I think so because, like, if you think about it, I feel like the SSJ is a representative of a perfect smile because you know how the smile fruit is a failure and it got thrown away and Caesar just picked it up. I have a feeling that the SSJ is the perfect version of the smile devil fruit.
Hmm.
So I actually think that he is definitely experimenting with devil fruits
Mm-hmm.
further. Um, on that point, I want to say that, like, the pacifista with the
Mm-hmm.
laser beam, what we said in the last one of the last streams,
Yeah.
where someone said that maybe like it is a portion of the power of Kizaru's devil fruit, which
Mm-hmm.
I think is kind of interesting, like pulling out the devil fruit and putting it into a machine,
Mm-hmm.
into a cyborg, which is
I
like,
mean,
it would be big brain overpowered.
he already did that
Yeah.
with what's his name? The one that tortured Robin and Anislavi. I forgot his name. Spandam. Remember his sword? Like
Yeah.
instead of like backwards, his sword ate the
The devil fruit.
elephant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still wonder how that works. How can an in not alive object eat something?
I think that is the key. My thought is that it's a kind of a combination of the two. I think Vegapunk's research has to do with devil fruits, but the devil fruits have to do with the lineage factor, with the same thing that not Vegapunk, that the Vinsmoke was doing. So the Vinsmoke have perfect clones, basically. And I think that either the SSG is probably pacifistas with devil fruit abilities without actually having to give them the devil fruit, or like the object eating the devil fruit, or it's a clone or just a random like clone of a random person but with a devil fruit ability, where like they have like, let's say they roll out forces and they have like a bunch of like Germa clones, but they have like the top three, like they have like Kizaru's devil fruit power, Akainu's devil fruit power, you know, so that's why they're not worried about them taking on the warlords, because it's like they have admiral powers.
Yeah.
And they're clones. They're like mindless clones. That'd be kind of scary.
If you
That
think
is
about
scary.
it, I kind of, on that note, I kind of want to know what Queen's specialty is, because we know, like, in the
I
in
feel like
this scientist thingy, there was like Vegapunk, then Windsmoke, I
Oh
think
yeah,
was it, and Queen, like those three,
that group.
and we know, like, if you think of this, Jay, I think like they are like a combination of those three like specialties.
Three specialties,
Like,
yeah.
yes, but we don't know what Queen's specialty is. Like
no, we do know Muninn. You know how he can disconnect the thing and he's a try thing. Remember in
Oh yeah, you mean Renji power?
Yeah, I have a feeling he Vegapunk, like, yeah, I think he's the only reason why how devil fruit was integrated to material. I feel like that
Yeah.
was Queen, because he's
Oh, okay.
used because if you think about it, Queen is actually using what kind of is like a form of both things that is combined with his mecha and his devil fruit. If you think about it, that's kind of the same. What, like, if you think about material things that like the thing freak, like, you know, the elephant, the sword, he um basically that science, he, instead of having that, you know, the elephant fruit, he put it on it, having that knowledge. I feel like that's um I think Queen has been tinkering about his body, and he knows how to do that well enough than compared to Ving Smokes and Vegapunk, because Vegapunk studies about the devil fruit using,
Right.
but yeah, he knows about
You
like
know what?
mm-hmm.
I actually think, let me because I don't think that Vegapunk is like this. I mean, Vegapunk is kind of big brain scientist, but I actually kind of don't think that he's like the big brain robotics type.
No, he's not.
So, the pacifista, that they are
Mm-hmm.
actually like the groundwork of the pacifista is Queen's work, or
Mm-hmm.
based off Queen's work.
Mm-hmm.
And also, question here, is it really Kizaru's power, the laser beam of the pacifista is, or is it Queen's laser beam?
It's Queen's. It's
Like
Queen's.
the laser beam he uses right now as an
Yeah, it's
attack.
Queen. It's
I thought it
Queen's.
was a combo. Like the
Yeah, I
laser
would also
beam,
say maybe it is a combo.
because the pacifista's laser beam is the same as Franky's, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
So I always just thought of that as like, that was, you know, he was able to take like a portion of the light devil fruit and put it in a machine.
Mm-hmm.
But
Franky
also,
could
Because
do
if you
like,
think about
if
it,
you think,
Queen's thing is the same as the pacifista when he put the beam too.
yeah,
Sometimes.
yeah. So based on that, we would have like then we would have like the three portions. We had like the cloning,
Mm-hmm.
we have the cyborg technology of Queen, and we have the devil fruit manipulation of Vegapunk, and those three works together, they are like an army. They can create an army. Like they did on the Pacifista or on the SSJ,
Right.
what we don't have like revealed yet completely. But
Like the past pieces or the prototypes.
yes, they are prototypes. So and if we move back like to Franky, like I think Franky is like he is well like if you now that I think or talk about it, let's think about Chopper. Chopper, technically on the Straw Hat crew, he is Vegapunk.
Yeah.
He's messing around with his devil fruit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Franky is like Queen.
Where
He's the
tweaking his
cyborg.
Yeah.
Who has wind smoke?
Sanji.
Smoke.
Well, technically not. Because Sanji is not a scientist. The only
And
other scientist the only other scientist that we have on the crew is
Caesar.
Usopp.
Usopp, yeah, Usopp.
But Caesar is not like well,
actually no.
He kind of is my judge.
Muninn. Usopp is science. Remember with Nami's weapon, like his kabuto, it's kind of alive, kind of thing. Remember his kabuto, like he was chewing the thing, and everybody has the theory. Oh, his kabuto is gonna get a devil fruit, kind of thing. You know that kind of theory. Same thing with his weapon with Nami. When you squeeze it, it's his Papa Green kind of thing. It's technically you already have Chopper, Franky, and Usopp. With all three of them. There you go.
Well, the thing is Usopp equivalent to Judge? Because they have to be like kind of big brain equivalent to their counterparts, because come on, like Franky messing with his body is crazy, and the way how Chopper tests out or manipulates his devil fruit is kind of like, I mean, he is definitely not Vegapunk level, but I think he's getting there.
Yeah.
With every time he experiments with his devil fruit, I mean, Franky is also not I don't think that he is like Queen level crazy cyborg.
Yeah.
Right.
But with me, the reason I thought like with Usopp, because his kabuto existed, like his weapon. I don't even know if his weapon is actual have a devil fruit, and it's crazy because he's using that devil fruit and he's like munching. I'm like,
didn't Usopp say that he wants to mess around with the raid suit?
Yeah.
So we would have like Usopp does kind of fit into it, because he like the raid suit is Judge's
perfect.
Like Judge's creation.
Yeah.
And like we also see that like we have like the crazy scientist equivalent on the Straw Hat Pirates. But we have another question regarding Yamato. It is regarding Yamato's mom. Because James Cole asked, did Yamato's mother die to save her?
Saving her, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of exclamation, it's kind of question.
It's a hard one. That's a tough one.
No.
I would have to go. We have to wait for backstory.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
I think we have to wait for backstories, but honestly, with moms, Oda is not good with providing moms.
Maybe she was just some kind of throwaway Kanoichi, and he had baby with her, and maybe she died or something, and that's one of the reasons why Yamato does not like Kaido.
Yeah.
I don't know. As I said, in the backflash, I don't expect a mom at all.
I'll be
I
shocked
mean,
if the mom was there though.
we don't get a lot of moms in One Piece,
True.
Right.
so I mean we got some, but in a few cases where we got a mom, there's no dad, or I don't know, they're not shown much.
We don't have the dad. Yeah, with Robin's case.
Yeah, in Robin's case, we don't have a dad. Um,
So
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
about that.
I don't
But
know.
Yeah, like
I want
that's
to
a
go
tough.
back to hold on. I want to go back to that thing about with Usopp and the giants in Outbath. Like I the reason I thought about the reason I thought about it is because in the beanstalk, like he was selling the cows and to make because their family's poor, so he's
Mhm.
hungry, and this person gave him the beans, like the seeds. He throw the seeds, the beanstalk growed, and then there's the giant golden goose at the top where the thing is. So I was thinking if Oda's gonna do something like that, do you think that there's something more into Elbath that plays with the golden goose?
There's a golden goose up in the sky at the top of
You
at the
know
top of the
what?
tree in Wano, and it's the
Or
egg that was on Roger's ship.
You know what?
yeah,
I think maybe that Skypiea was hinted with the Golden City. That the Skypians do have a lot of gold.
yeah,
So I think maybe that like it is like Albaf is the entrance to Sky Islands in general. Like when the Sky Island moves over the mountains, it's the entrance.
and also I want to add in Muninn is that the new revelation about the sun god. I feel like that's
Oh,
also
Sangonika.
connected to the theory that I have for Elfbath being like in. I have a feeling that's okay. So since they highlight, everybody's talking about it, they highlight the panel that Oda really loves, the panel with Skypiea when they were dancing in a
Around
bonfire.
the fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
around the fire. So that thing, if they're going back to Skypiea again, like the main sound, like in Elfbath, do you think that like the sun god, because they did talk about that in Skype a lot, that I have to sacrifice this young lady to the sun god. Even Madame Caramel said about the sun god too in Outbath.
You know what? I also what at the mentioning of Sangonika, I also like I did get a little bit of like Joy Boy vibes, but also like the depiction, like the how it was like drawn. It kind of
Mm-hmm.
did remind me of Skypiea, and I also thought like maybe it could be Joy Boy, but also it could be like some Sky people,
It was
you
the
know.
person that was Joy Boy before Joy Boy.
Or maybe Joy Boy was a Skypian. Like he was a Sky Island. He came from Sky Island.
See, I believe that the god sun god Mika and Joyboy are not the same, because I feel like it's also parallel into what we call, because to me it's like sun Mika, and I'm gonna be throwing out this. I feel like it would be Usopp, because Usopp likes to say things with his folktales and stories, and I feel like he's always the joyous and happy, just like how Luffy is sometimes. But I feel like he would fit more into that, and I could see Luffy as Joy Boy. But that's just me.
I mean, we
Yeah,
have God Usopp.
Yeah,
I think the Sun God Nika is. I think Joy Boy is essentially the Sun God Nika, but Sun God Nika was before Joy Boy.
yeah.
Because they
So,
say ancient slaves.
but also, yeah, but you know, what is ancient? Joy Boy was 800 years ago.
Yeah.
So ancient was like before Zoe. It was over 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, but the thing is, I kind of agree, but also like,
Mm-hmm.
you know how they say that history is always repeating itself,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm saying.
and it is like this whole thing where also there I would also like to refer to Kaido, who said that to Luffy that he couldn't be Joy
Joy
Boy
Boy.
either.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to that theme, it says that there is a number of potential like a number of people that could potentially be Joy Boy or be like Joy Boy or get his like, not be like the reincarnation of Joy Boy, but in One Piece, like the will, like the inherited will is more important than being like reincarnated or
Mm-hmm.
um being like blood relations or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Like that in a different, like in a certain amount of times or in a certain amount of a certain situation of the world,
Yeah.
there will be a person that inherits the will of Joy Boy and Sangonika.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Sangonika times, he was there was something wrong with the world, and the world just needed someone to kind of I don't know, make it okay. But then it, like history repeated, because
Mm-hmm.
like I like to think about it like that, like at the longest times of peace, the people who live in peace forget how war is like. So they get a little bit more radical and like aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
or like want to fight, or I don't know how to say it. So um or start conflicts, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason why like people that's the reason why I think history classes and learning about history is
Yeah.
important, because we cannot dismiss history because that
Mm-hmm.
leads to war. But
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. It happens all the time because, come on, if people would learn from history,
Yeah.
war would have ended
Yeah.
1,000 years ago.
Right.
Mm-hmm. No,
So
like when
I think it's the same. Like Oda refers to real world a lot,
yeah.
and I think it's the same. And Oda has a very like he has a very particular um,
Yeah.
sense of like picking up social and like states
Mm-hmm.
and refer to real world issues that are present in our time, that are present in our world, and he packs it up into one piece. And
Mm-hmm.
Oda has a very like passive. He essentially his goal is like to be pacifist,
Mm-hmm.
to be like a little bit like Shanks.
Yeah.
He's the one. If there is no reason to fight for, why fight?
Yeah.
And so I think that it's the same with Sangonika, that like history repeated, and at Joy Boy's time, there was someone who was needed for the world
Yeah.
to unite the world, so that he got like the inherited will of Sangonika, because their times were so bad that they needed like a joyous person who brought joy to the world again,
Mm-hmm.
because their world was just so broken. And that's the thing that like Luffy kind of does. And I think like being Joy Boy is not like fulfilling a prophecy. It's just I think like fulfilling the inheritance of the will of Joy Boy and Sun God Nika is exactly what Luffy does. He brings joy to people. He brings people the freedom to laugh again. And that's the most important thing. Like that's the important thing that Luffy does. It's not some overarching goal that he has.
So
Right.
you do
Like
you
I mean, he
I
has
have
it.
a
He wants
question
to
on
have
that
One
one.
Piece.
I have a question on that one. So this is the question because everybody is like talking about it in community. People think that the second goal of Luffy, his second dream, when he was saying like people said it's not the Pirate King goal, whatever. Um, they think it's Luffy wants to have a big banquet. Now that you're saying that, I feel like Luffy wants the joy of like being
Of
happy or
everyone.
laughing, and that's more of a childish kid like saying, oh, I want people to have happy or joy or something. In actuality, it fits with what you're saying with Mika, that
I
Luffy's
said
second.
it before.
Yeah.
When this chapter came out and everybody was like, "Yeah, he wants to have a huge party," and I was like, "No, I don't think so."
No.
I think that's what I said back then.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said back then. I said Luffy probably like he had I thought about it like that. It has to be like when it came out, it was in the middle of like the flashback of
Ace and
Ace and
Yamato.
the
Luffy.
Ace and Yamato, and
Oh,
it made Yamato laugh and cry simultaneously,
Yeah.
and it was like I don't think that Roger was as childish as Luffy. I mean,
Yeah.
man never grow up. But to some extent, I think the amount of childishness Luffy has is
Yeah.
high. So I thought of it like that, like it has to be something that make Yamato laugh and cry at the same time. It has to be to some extent have to make sense for Roger to have this dream as a person who's like an adult. He was a grown up. Um, with and it has to be something with the simplest mind like Luffy could say to phrase it in words. And I mean, there were people saying that he wants to have like a huge banquet. There were people saying no, he wants to have world freedom. And I was like, Luffy has not the capability of thinking about world freedom with his one brain cell.
Yeah.
No,
That's a big
I mean,
brain because if you think about it, if you
yeah,
said it's
I mean,
laughter and the title of the end of the island is Laugh Tale.
and it says like in also like Luffy is a person who is not taking like he is not taking into account what is
Yeah.
going on around him. I mean, he doesn't even look at bounty posters except from his own bounty poster. And
and you can't even read it right.
yeah, you see, and if you want to like know what's going on around you, I mean, Ace did that. Like he read the newspapers to know what's going on in the world, but Luffy doesn't do that. So how should Luffy know how bad the world is? I mean, he is experiencing in his journey how messed up the world actually is. And before, like when we started One Piece, Luffy didn't know how messed up the world is. He didn't know what's going on, and even throughout his journey, it's like he's fighting the bad guys and he's freeing people, but he isn't thinking of it like that. He isn't thinking that what the state before it was bad. He said it in Alabasta. He doesn't care about the country. He cares about his friends.
But yeah.
And so I said, like, I said my guess was like something like bringing joy to people, or something a little bit more easily phrased world freedom. For example, bringing joy to people.
Bringing laughter to people.
Yes, bringing laughter to people. And it for me it kind of makes sense, but also a lot of people say no, that's way too obvious to be true.
There's a lot of hints.
I know, but what did Roger do when he found the island? He laughed.
He laughed.
He laughed. And he named the island Laugh Tale. And it also I don't know if you watch Ohara.
Yes.
But in his did you watch his, I think his last like he hit this major goal with his subscribers.
Yeah.
And he made this he hit the 1 million, and he made this first of all he did a stream, and then he made a theory on Bing Sake, because the community said like he should sing Bing Sake in the video. And like there he found, like he says he found it on a Japanese Reddit, where it says it is like the whole theory is based on Bing Sake, and the last word in Japanese, if you put it into Google Translate, it means lost tail.
Yeah.
So even Bing Sake ends on a lost tail.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody hints to the laughing.
Yeah. I mean, I think it makes sense. It's something so simple that, you know, it's like, I want to make everyone laugh, and then everyone just starts laughing.
Muninn, I think you unlocked the key. Muninn, you unlock it, because I haven't heard anybody even approach that that kind of. You actually think, because I'm like seeing a lot of people making videos. It's about the
We're all thinking outside the box about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if it's not true, and if it's not about it, then tell me what's about it then, because the party and the world freedom doesn't make sense.
It does not make sense.
It doesn't make sense at all, even though, yes, Oda draws the banquets, he loves drawing them the most. Like, it's his favorite thing to draw at the end of an arc, but I don't think that's the goal.
No.
Right.
But also, I also think that people like sometimes like to interpret, like make One Piece more complicated than it actually is.
Yep.
I mean, we have like One Piece is not easy. If you want to like have a deep dive into One Piece, you have to always question, like, get the philosophical hints, get the mythology hints, get all the like social hints, and string them together into one coherent backstory that Oda is not directly telling, but he's implying it, because behind the red thread that goes through the story of One Piece, which is the main story, there are those like hidden things everywhere.
Mhm.
Where that's the reason why I love One Piece that much, because we have like this big community spinning together those, like threading together those bits and pieces and make
Mhm.
like One Piece. It's like,
A big giant puzzles when you
yeah,
try
it's
to.
like a big giant puzzle. And Oda, what Oda does is he sets the frame puzzles, like the frame pieces. But what he leaves out is all of the rest. It's all of the middle part. It's the hard part where
Right.
you have to piece together all, like where all sides have a piece that fits. And we have to, like, to some extent we have to piece that together. And it's fun. And we have this whole discussion going on where people say, no, it's that, no, it's that, no, it's that. And to some extent you can like read all of it, and most of the times, to some extent, some get a big portion right, some get a small portion right, but a lot of
Mhm.
theories and stories, I think, have a little bit of truth in it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So that's the reason why I also love like One Piece theories, because most of the time, even the like craziest theories get, maybe they get a little piece right,
Yeah.
but that little piece is enough to make me want this, like get me hyped up for One Piece.
Yeah.
And
Now
then
That's
I
there's
talked
moments
so
where we're
much.
changing
no.
pieces of the puzzle as well.
Yeah,
Actually, like it's actually like you saying that. Like if anybody watched this, they would actually see your point of view. That like Muninn can claim that that is your theory. It's
Mhm.
joy.
I think it's joy. It's
Yeah.
easier said.
True,
And
kids like
the
to
reason
be
why I
I
think
mean,
it
and that's like,
made, yeah, the reason why I think it made Yamato cry and laugh at the same time, because Yamato kept is captivated by
Ace.
held captive by Kaido. And he tried to like kill Kaido multiple times, and every time Kaido beat him down, and every time, like, Kaido is not letting loose or letting them free. And Yamato doesn't have freedom. He is shackled with explosive shackles.
And also
So
Muninn. Muninn.
he would, yeah.
If you think about it, all the straw hats, if you think about it, they are all kind of in prison, and Luffy freed them, and with the smile on their face being joyful.
Yes.
I'm going deep on that,
yeah,
so I'm just letting you know that. If
Yes,
kind,
and that's the thing, because Kaido,
she's
like
adding to your
Yamato,
theory.
Yamato didn't have didn't have freedom since, like, he was a child.
mm-hmm,
At the age of 8, he got captured by Kaido and kept like shackled.
yep,
And if he would have, if it wasn't for Luffy and he would have tried to like remove the shackles, they would have exploded and he would be dead. So Kaido
Mhm.
kind of like, he either wanted Yamato alive or dead. That's it. But he didn't want him free. And but it's like his biggest wish, to be free, to set sail, to see the world. And that's the reason why it was like, he lost, because it was ironical how it was like freedom was Yamato's biggest wish. But
mm-hmm,
how sad the truth was, that he knew that even though Ace was there and offering him freedom, he couldn't do it because of Wano.
mm-hmm. I couldn't.
That's the reason he cried. Also, while he lost.
Mhm.
And I mean, Sabo and Ace lost because, come on, it's ridiculous to wish for everyone to be happy, especially if you think about about Ace and Sabo. Like Ace, he hated himself his whole life for being the child of Gold Roger.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Sabo, he was a kid of rich people who literally abused him.
Technically, he was trapped. He was trapped with expectations of his
Yes,
parents.
he was he was he was like in a cage. It
Right.
was a cage that he was in, and they lost because it was for them what they experienced and for their worldview. It was ridiculous to think of that all people like have feel joy.
Or that they deserve to laugh.
Yes, or that they deserved it. It's just they couldn't
Wow.
imagine it.
Well, we're going deep, but okay.
But same for Roger. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe it was a true dream to make people like feel joy.
Hmm.
And you see, like when we go back to like his crew and the backflash with, for example, Shanks and Buggy, and where we also see Rayleigh and
Skabak is.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, his first mate. Forgot the name.
Rayleigh
But
and
if you
Scaban.
think, genau,
Scott.
Scaban,
Right.
they always were depicted laughing. They always like having a small party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the ship was full of joy. So,
It's kind of like the Straw Hats. They're always in joy.
yes, it kind of
Yeah.
is. And it says, Roger kind of, I mean, he tried to bring joy to it, but it also said, like, when he came to Lost Hay, he said he was too early.
Yeah. The
He
Straw Hats
wasn't
also.
meant.
Straw Hats also ride the Thousand Sunny, bringing
Yes,
sunshine and happiness wherever they go.
yes.
Bada bing.
And also, like, the name of the Going Merry. It is kind of connected to, like, a
Go.
good,
That's not.
like, good vibe, a good,
Mhm.
bringing, also kind of bringing joy.
Muninn. Chapter 1 is called Romance Dawn.
Yeah.
It's an adventure. So technically, it's right there.
Yeah. I think that's why I like your answer the best, because if that is the answer, then Oda literally gave us the answer when he gave us Laugh Tale, and then probably
Yeah.
laughed all the way to the
Oda
bank.
kind
10
of
years
gave
from now,
us
he's gonna be
the
like,
answer.
I gave you the answer.
Yeah, that's the thing, that like people think because joy or stuff like that is just such an obvious answer that they don't think that Oda would make it so easy.
Hmm.
He made it easy.
I like that. Are there any more questions?
Nope, that was
No,
it.
we don't have any more questions. Does any one of you have anything they want to add to today's stream?
Sure.
Actually, no, because I already kind of went. Now I'm gonna have to research about Jack and the Beanstalk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we talked about
And
some
what's
interesting things. I got some stuff to look up as well.
yeah, I have to look that up because if that's the case, then what Usopp is gonna play a big role. in
Yeah,
aspect.
I mean, I don't think Elbap's going to be massive. I don't think it's going to be like a very long arc, but I do think that it's going to be like lore drop after drop after drop after drop. It's just going to be
Like Zoe.
insane. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're not ready
Yeah,
for
I
it.
also think that Elbaf is not going to be a massive part. So I think it will be a little. It won't be Dressrosa or Wano dimensions.
Yeah.
So I think then that wraps it up for the stream today.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. I had fun, guys.
Dark King Q, it was a pleasure to have you on stream today with us.
Thank you very much.
Your input
It was a
was
pleasure being on.
very good. I really liked your opinion and hearing your side and your thoughts about this chapter and whole One Piece.
Same.
Yeah.
For all of the people still watching,
Mm-hmm.
we have other streams that we do on Mondays and Wednesdays. On Mondays, we have Black Clover chapter review. So if you're a fan of Black Clover and up to date, go check it out. And on Wednesdays, we have a stream that is for general anime and manga and webtoon and manhwa fans, where we talk about all kinds of series, all kind of genres, where you can discover new series, get our opinions on popular series, or maybe get a webtoon or manhwa that you didn't know before. So
Yes,
please
I have
consider
webtoons
watching
actually.
them. I say thank you for watching this stream today. If you want to see more of this content, consider following us on Instagram, Twitter, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we always want to know your opinions on topics like for today, One Piece, down below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out Otaku International.